a little bit different than my usual content. As you can see, I have a naked face. I am going to do a quick little, or it may not be quick, but a get ready with me. And I wanted to share with you guys how I do my makeup now, a little bit more minimally than I did 5 or 6 years ago. But when I am going out, I do like to do slightly more than the everyday basis. So I already put some skincare on. Before I do my makeup, I like to keep my skincare very, very minimal. So I used this little hydration water. I will have everything linked down below for you guys. And then I used my Merit Great Skin Oil. I am almost out. I love this, you guys. This is my second bottle that I have gone through. I love the fact that it's a nice oil. It gives me some hydration, but it's not so oily that it leaves my skin feeling oily. I do have other oils that are a lot more oily, a lot more oil-based, a lot more thicker, and they last longer. Those types of oils I tend to use at nighttime, but this one is perfect for underneath of my makeup. Now, Merit did just send me the Great Skin Priming Moisturizer, so I'm going to use this underneath of my makeup. Today's video is not sponsored. They did not ask me to talk about any of these products here today. Merit is just one of my favorite brands, so I thought that I would share it with you. I have used this a couple times already. It says to use after cleansing and applying a Great Skin Serum, massage 1 to 2 pumps into the skin, follow immediately with your next step of SPF or makeup. So I'm going to actually use this as a makeup primer. So I'm going to do 2 pumps here. Like I said, I've used this a few times, but I haven't used it underneath of my makeup yet. And I'm just going to put this on and stop talking. So I probably should have done 1 pump because I am going with makeup right on top, but I wasn't sure how much to do. During the daytime, the couple times that I have used it, I've done 2 pumps. So I'm gonna let this go ahead and soak in a little bit. So what am I getting ready for? You guys, I'm going on a double date. My husband and I like to go on dates. We try to go at least once a month, but you guys know I'm super busy. I have 6 kids. We have 9 kids, but 6 here at home. So that takes a lot of our time. But today we're doing a double date. So we're going on a date with my best friend and her husband. And I really like to do double dates because when you're married, I've been married to my husband for 4 years. We've been together for 7 years. You tend to run out of things to talk about. So by having a double date, it does invite more conversation and different types of conversation. Next, I'm going to go into my e.l.f. What is this called? This is Peach. That's all it says on the bottom is just Peach. It's a correcting serum, corrector, an under eye corrector. Get your words right, girlfriend. I do have blue veins underneath of my eyes, so I just started using this. I don't know, maybe I'd say about a month, longer than a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. And do I notice a difference? I do, but ever so slightly. So I feel like I need to discover something else that is going to be a little bit more thicker maybe, or a little bit more pigmented. But since I do a light face of makeup, I don't necessarily feel like I need or want something thicker. Do you guys see how well that blended in, especially over top of different types of serums? If you do a serum underneath of your makeup, and you do it for about 30 minutes prior to doing your makeup, and it has time to soak in, your makeup will glide over top of your face very, very well. So I highly recommend putting a little bit of skincare underneath of your makeup right before you start doing your makeup. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some contouring. This is an extra step that I don't do on the day-to-day basis, but when it comes to going out on a date night, I really want to do extra. So what I like to do is contour here, but I bring it down. And this is just the natural shadow of my face. I naturally have a shadow there. And then I go underneath the jawline here, and then right here. And then I do right here as well. So if I'm not going out on a date for my day-to-day makeup, I will just use a bronzer. It's like a bronzer slash contour. I'll show you guys here in a minute. And I'll just do it right here and a little bit on my nose, and that's it. That's all I'll do. So I am going to go ahead and take a fluffy brush. By the way, that was the Fenty Beauty Amber Suede. They do have one that's just called Amber, and that one is a lot more cool tone. I used to use that one, but now that I like things to kind of blend in a little bit more and not be so stark, I use the Amber Suede. And I just go ahead and lightly blend this in. Now, I don't like it to be super blended in yet because I am going to go with my foundation over top, and I don't want it to be completely hidden underneath of my foundation. So by slightly blending it in, it's going to leave a little bit of a harsh line, which will then blend nicely once I go ahead and do my foundation over top. So I'm just gonna blend it in, like I said, so as you guys can see there, and then the nose. For my lips, I like to just do it with my finger. And the reason why I've been doing contouring around my lips is because I've been really just liking to add a gloss to my lips. And by adding a little bit of depth around your lips, it almost gives you like a lip liner feel without actually having to have a lip liner. Now for my everyday foundation, I use the color Dune in the Merit foundation / concealer stick. I probably need to get another one of these pretty soon. I'm probably, let's see, how much do I have left? Oh, I have a little bit. That's it. That's all I have left in there. So I probably need to get another one soon, maybe in a month or so, because I don't go through this very fast. I only do my makeup on the weekends. But this is also my second product of the Merit foundation stick. So for date nights, I do a little bit extra. Normally, I will just do under here, and then I'll do a line right here, a line right here, here, my nose, and then my right here, my forehead. So this little area that I just did right now, I usually only do for date nights. I don't do that on the day-to-day. And then I'm going to do a line right here and right here. That line also I usually don't do for day-to-day. So I'm just doing a little bit extra. It's going to be a nighttime date, and we're going to be having dinner at the Macaroni Grill. I'm going to have some drinks. It's some much needed time, you guys, with my husband. It's been such a busy time for us with all the kids going back to school and meet the teachers and everything else. It's been a little bit of a rough patch, I have to say. But how are you guys doing? Are your kids back in school yet? Are you guys have anything crazy going on, or any activities or anything new in your life? Okay, now that I have all of that blended in, you can still see the shadow of the bronzer stick that I used earlier, but you can't see very much of it. And that's why I like to do it underneath of my foundation. And then I just like to take my foundation brush, and whatever's left over, I just kind of drag it down my neck, especially because what I'm wearing today is going to be a lower cut top. I am going to share with you guys my complete outfit, so definitely make sure that you stay tuned to the end. I will also share with you guys any photos I take of hubby or with my best friend and her hubby, and just share the whole experience or date night with you guys. So next up, I'm using my Huda bronzer. Mine is this is the Huda Tantour is what it's called. Tantour is a contour and bronzer cream. So this is a duo, so it's 2-in-1, and it's by Huda Beauty. You guys, this is my second one of this as well. All of the products that I'm talking about today are my favorites, and if they're not, I will share that with you. Like this little guy here, I shared. I'm not sure if it's doing much. Otherwise, all the other products are favorites that I use all the time on a regular basis. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that here on my cheekbones. Again, just doing a little bit more than normal because it is date night and we're going to be in the dark. So when you're in the dark or you're indoors, you can't really see your makeup quite as much. So it's okay to go a little bit heavy. And I am getting ready super early, so it is about 12:30 or 1 o'clock right now, probably more towards 1 o'clock, and we aren't going to dinner until 7 p.m. And the reason why I'm getting ready early is because, one, I wanted to film this video for you guys, and two, I have some filming to do afterwards, so I decided to do it all in one. Usually I get my filming done first thing in the morning, but since my makeup wasn't going to last from morning all the way to night, or at least not be as crisp and pretty as I want it to be, I decided to wait till later. The next product I'm going to use is also from Merit, and it's the Flesh Balm Blush in the color Stockholm. I just draw a line. I used to do it with a brush, but I find that it just lasts longer and looks better to just go ahead and draw it on. So I go a little heavy-handed because when I put my not foundation, when I put my powder on top, it will dull it down ever so slightly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that in. And like I said, I don't like to blend it in too much because it is going to be a lot more dulled down once I put my powder on. So a lot of my makeup these days is just my base. So I'm already more than halfway done with my makeup just based off of what I've done so far. So again, I used my e.l.f. for my under eyes. Then I went with my bronzer or my contour stick. Then I did my foundation, my Huda product, Huda contour, and then my Flesh Balm. Now my last step for my evening out type makeup is going to be my Prism Libre Givenchy powder. This is a nice powder because it doesn't make your skin look cakey or dry. And I just put a little bit in the cap here. And then what I like to do is I get the bulk of it, a good amount here, and then I will go under my eye and around my eye. I feel like I can't talk when I do this. I don't know why. It's nowhere near my mouth, but I'm scared of getting it in my eye. So, and then I just kind of pat it in, and that's because that's the area where I feel like my makeup kind of breaks up, is right under my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. And then whatever's left, I take on my nose and down the center of my face. And then my forehead is a big deal, you guys, because with my bangs sitting on my forehead, if my forehead gets greasy, then it will make my bangs look greasy. So I go ahead and load that brush up again and do my forehead, and making sure that my forehead has a good amount of powder on it. And then with whatever's left over on my brush, I just do the rest of my face. I do have very dry skin, which is why I have to go underneath of my foundation with some sort of oil or serum. Otherwise, my skin will just look completely dry and cakey. Okay, now that the base of my makeup is done, I'm going to go ahead and go and do my eyebrows. I use the Eye Method Brow Pomade. I collaborated with them quite a while ago. I want to say it's about probably 2 years ago at this point, and I've been using their products ever since. I used to use the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but I find that this is exactly the same kind of a deal, and it's much cheaper, so I go ahead and go with this one. And so all I do really is I underline the bottom of my brow, and then I just kind of fill in the rest. So the main pigment is at the bottom of my brow, giving it a little bit of shape, and then I just fill in the rest. I just go with my natural brow shape. And I do have two completely different eyebrows, you guys. One is higher than the other, and one of my eyes is more hooded than the other. So it makes them look a little bit different, but I find with my bangs that it actually kind of disguises that pretty well. So as you can see there, it's just lightly filled in, and then I'm going to go ahead and do this one, underlining the bottom, and then fill it in. So it doesn't take me very long at all to do my eyebrows. Okay, my eyebrows are done. Now, when I go on a date night with my husband, my husband likes dark eyes. So what he means by that is he likes my eyes to have darker eye makeup, and he likes my lips to be the downplayed. Now, I won't ever wear dark eye makeup and dark lips. So if he has to choose, he likes the dark eyes. But I had to rediscover what dark eyes means for me because I don't really like to wear a lot of eye makeup anymore. So I'm going to share with you guys what I do to do kind of minimal eye makeup, but still have that effect that my husband really likes with the dark eyes. And I'm going to share that with you guys today, just in case you guys are having a hard time figuring out the smoky eye without going a little bit overboard or doing the 2016 look. So I am using my little what is this called? The Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. I use this every single day. I hardly ever use any other palette. And I did just go in with the color Fair. Now I'm going to go in with the color Mesh down here. It is like a nice beigey, cool tone shade. I'm going to take that same fluffy brush. I used to start on the outside of my eye. I'm going to start on the inside of my eye because I find that going all the way up to the eyebrow in that inner corner really opens up and lifts the eye, and then I work my way out and I just keep on going out, and then I go straight out. So make sure you don't go down here. Make sure you go straight out, and that's going to keep your eye nice and lifted, and it's just going to give a nice little shadow and add some depth back to your eyelid. So look at this eye versus this eye. I hope you're able to see on camera. I am just working with natural lights and my vanity light, so hopefully you guys are able to see everything. So that is pretty much what I do for the crease. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye, starting inside here and going straight up to that brow. So in here, you want most of the pigment to be here. And then you're going to slowly, or not slowly, but you're going to kind of go, I do it in like circular motions, and then you're going to go out. And you're going to try to keep it out. Now my brow goes down. My brow bone here goes down. So it naturally wants to push my brush down. So I have to really try to not go down. And then I'm going to go out. And I'm going out past my eye. Because by this point you have hardly anything on your brush. And you just want it to be blended. And that's going to go ahead and elongate the eye without adding too much powder or too much color to the eye. Okay, the next color I'm going to go in with is Tender here. And I'm going on a smaller brush. This is the Sigma E45 and this is the Sigma E40. These are my two main brushes. If there are two makeup brushes that I recommend, those are the two. So I'm going to go ahead, and now I have this, and I'm going to go in my outer corner here, and I'm just going to draw a line. And then I'm just going to blend that line out and kind of go into a V here. Again, I don't want too much. I just want a little bit of depth. I want you to be able to see it, but I don't want it to be overdone or look like I have a ton of eyeshadow on. So that's all I'm doing, and I'm just blending. I'm not going to add any more to my brush. Just keep on blending until it looks nice and seamless. And that's all you have there. So you see the difference? So I'm going to go ahead and do my other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have that done, for my daytime look, that's pretty much all I do. And I will go underneath of here, underneath of my eyelash line, lower lash line, that's the word I was looking for, with the color that I originally used, the first color. And then I will go ahead and do some mascara, and that's it. But since today is date night, I want to go in with a shimmer, and my dress is kind of a neutral tone tan, so I'm actually going to go in with this color right here. It's called Muse. It's a gold speck, and so I'm going to go ahead and just with my finger I'm going to add that to my lid here. And then what I'm going to do after I get my lid covered, I'm going to bring it up because I have hooded eyes. So if I bring it up slightly, especially here in the middle, it's going to just make it so that that shimmer stands out slightly more. So that is what that looks like. So the next step that I need to do is I need to smoke out this bottom lash. I don't like to have a lot going on top and absolutely nothing going on the bottom. So since it's date night, I'm going to go in with actually the darker shade instead of the lighter shade, and I'm going in with this smaller brush. During the daytime, I would do the lighter shade and go in with this big fluffy brush and really blend it out. But I want my eyes to be smoky like my husband likes them, so we're going in with the smaller brush. And what I'm going to do, and this is going to look a little crazy, so I apologize about that, is I'm going to pull my eye down, and then I'm just going to go right here. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. And I'm just going to blend, and I'm going back and forth, back and forth. And then once most of the color is distributed, I'm going to go towards the inner. So again, we're just going back and forth, and I just want this to be really, really blended out. So there's no more product on the brush right now, and I'm just blending. And I'm connecting it here towards the outer corner. So as you can see, that's nice and smoky. It doesn't look too harsh or too dark, but it does give that nice smoky look. Okay, the last step that I need to do as far as eyeshadow goes, and keep in mind this is date night makeup, so we would have stopped 2 steps ago if it were just everyday makeup. I'm going to go ahead and go into this dark plum kind of brown color. This plummy type of color looks really good with blue eyes. And I'm going to kind of do an eyeliner at the edge of my eye. I can't talk while I do it, but I'm going to draw an eyeliner and then we're going to smoke it out. So I'm just going to stamp it here really close to the lashes. I really don't want it to be too much. I want it to stay nice and light. So there you go. You can see the difference already in that smoky kind of vibe. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Get as close to the eyelash as I can. And make sure you're going up and not down. Okay, that's it. We're done with that. So I'm taking this brush with no product on it because I don't want to add any more. I just want to smoke it out. So we're just going to kind of smoke it and blend. Make sure you don't smoke it out too high or you're going to lose your glitter that you've already put on your eye. So we're just going to smoky, 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 blend, blend, blend. And it doesn't have to be perfect because when you do your mascara, it's going to kind of hide some of that, especially if you have full lashes like I do. So then what I like to do is now, if you can see, it's a little bit unblended here. So I'm just going to take that brush, the same one from earlier, no product, and just kind of give it a nice little sweep over, avoiding the glittery spot because we don't want to wipe away the glitter. And that's it. Now you definitely can carve out your eyebrows. You can do a little bit of highlight underneath your eyebrows to make them stand out. But like I said, I'm really into the more minimal smoky eye for date night instead of going all out like I used to do. If I can find a photo, I will pop one up for you guys of how I used to do my makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off camera and do my mascara, but the mascara that I use is the Black Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. You guys, this mascara costs like 12 bucks and I swear it is the best mascara that I have ever come across. The wand is great. You're gonna see a difference. Watch. Look at my eyes now. And look at them now. Aren't they beautiful? You can see how long and full my eyelashes look. I just think it's the best mascara out there, especially for the price point. Okay, as you can see, my blush kind of dissipated with that powder that I put on top. You can see it in person, but I don't think you'll be able to see my blush very well on camera. So I am gonna go ahead, my dress has kind of peachy tones to it, so I'm gonna use this peachy blush here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go over top of my blush. I've mentioned this before, but my face eats my blush, meaning my blush kind of disappears after a little while anyways. So I like to go heavy, especially if I am getting ready early, because then by the time I actually go out, it's like the perfect amount of blush. So I am going to go ahead and just layer this up. And the next thing, or the last thing that we had to do for makeup wise, is going to be my lips. And I will share that with you, of course. And then I'm going to do a little bit here on my nose. I feel like it just gives you a youthful glow to have a little bit of color on the bridge of your nose. And that's it. Okay, as far as my lips go, I make sure that they're nice and hydrated. I did have a chapstick on earlier, so I don't feel the need to put any on right now. But if I'm noticing my lips are dry, I will put chapstick on underneath of my lip liner, just a very small amount. The lip liner I'm going to use today is called Toffee 2B in it's by L'Oreal. This is my favorite go-to everyday lip liner, and I just like to line the outline of my lips. So as you can see, that glided on extremely easily, and that's because my lips are already somewhat moisturized. Okay, now that I have my lips done, I do like to draw right on the line of my lips. So I don't actually overdraw or draw over the line, but I do it right on the line. And I feel like that enhances it slightly. I take my finger and I blend it out. So as you can see, that gave my lips just a little bit of color and it gave it some depth. Normally, I would go straight in with my Falcon Merit lip oil. This is my favorite lip oil. They have a clear one. I never use it because this color in Falcon to me is perfect. But because I'm filming, I need my lipstick to last a little while. I have about 2 videos I want to film today, 2 or 3. And so depending on time. Instead, I'm going to go in with my Merit lipstick. Now, I know today's video seems like a sponsored video by Merit. It's not. I promise you, all of these products are my go-to everyday products. I just want to share with you guys the products that I actually use on a regular day-to-day basis. So since I have a nice smoky eye, I'm going to go in with a lighter lip shade. My favorite lip shade from Merit is called 1990. It's a very cool tone brown. This one is called Baby, so it's a little bit lighter, but it's still a nude and it's still a cool tone. So I'm just going to put it on the bottom and then blend it out. Again, I have a lot going on my eyes for me currently, not for what I used to do, but I have a lot going on for my eyes, so I don't want to do too much when it comes to everything else on the face. Now that my makeup is completely done, I do like to go with my brush one more time just with the leftover product, only because I put the oil on underneath. So I find that my face, although it doesn't have natural oil, because I added some oil to my face, which I absolutely love, it does seep through a little bit, and I really, really love the look of that. But since I need it to last for about 6 hours, actually longer than that, we're going on our date in 6 hours, so I need it to last about 9 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and just, whatever was left over, powder one more time. So that is the complete makeup look. Let me go ahead and rearrange the camera, and we will go ahead and get dressed and get ready together. As far as what I'm going to wear today, you guys, I really want to wear this dress. I got it recently from Farm Rio. I actually ordered it from Anthropologie. They were having a big sale, and I decided to jump on board and snag this dress up. I believe it was originally like $230, and I got it for 80 something, 89 or something like that. But I love the fact that this is a very simple dress, but it has all of these beautiful colors, and they're colors that are in my color palette. So I could wear this bag beautifully with this dress, or I could wear something more pink perfectly with this dress because it has pink in the sleeves, or I could definitely go neutral and go with something black. There's just so many options. My new saddle bag would go beautifully with this, but I do have a bag in mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like that, we are dressed. So here's the dress. I feel like it is somewhat sexy, but not overly sexy. It does have this little sneak peekaboo here. The length is a sexy length, and then it's got this coverage in the sleeves, which I find is really appropriate. When I'm wearing something that is sexy, I like it to be just slightly sexy and not too sexy. And for my shoes, I'm gonna go ahead and go a little bit casual with these shoes here. I don't wanna be too dressed up because we're not going to an overly fancy restaurant. We are going to the Macaroni Grill, which is a nicer restaurant, but it's not fancy by any means. And then for my bag, I am gonna go ahead and go with this bag. I will pop up lots of photos for you guys if I end up taking them for you guys to see in case you're interested.